Welcome back to my channel where we help you go from having nothing to wear to always having something to wear and feeling more stylish. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you how I audited my wardrobe and then edited my wardrobe so that it's got personal style. It is complete in the way that I feel I can create a variety of looks with a lot of ease. It's also a wardrobe that does have different color categories and also has print, color, and texture. I already said color, so color again. In the past, I've always talked about the capsule wardrobe, the classic capsule wardrobe, which is generally whites, blacks, creams, maybe denim. But I would say that my wardrobe is complete in the way that it can be more versatile than the classic capsule wardrobe. Have you ever done a wardrobe declutter in the past and gone, yep, all good, and then you're like, oh, now I literally have nothing to wear because I literally threw everything out. It's not here anymore. I have no more clothes. Well, you're not alone, because a lot of people have shared with me that they've done the same thing, because when we think of a wardrobe declutter, it's almost like the having more space is the final destination. But what do you do after you've gotten rid of the clothes that either no longer bring you joy or any other reason why they shouldn't be in your wardrobe? What's the plan of attack from there? Now, in the past, when I had done wardrobe declutters, that's something that I could really resonate with, because I also thought that that was the final destination. I thought that having more space in my wardrobe and no more of these pieces that no longer bring me joy was it. And then what would happen is I would then start adding more pieces into my wardrobe. This is nice, oh, that's nice, oh, love that piece, so cute. Maybe I should keep it because something might come up, all of this stuff. And 12 months later, I'd find myself in the same situation where I'm like, I want to get rid of all my clothes again. So what's that about? Well, now that I know what I know, I realize the main problem roots from the fact that for the most of us, there's no plan after the declutter. Like, the only plan that exists after the declutter is like, buy nicer things that I now resonate with. But that criteria as one single criteria leaves a lot of room for interpretation, because what you might like at the time is, what's trending at the time. And then if you're operating off trends, then it would make a lot of sense that 12 months later, it's no longer relevant and therefore no longer brings you joy and therefore now needs to leave your wardrobe again. This is a system that I've created over time. Once I started seeing patterns of what was happening whenever a person that I'm working with, a friend or family member who's doing a wardrobe makeover, will apply, and I found that this system truly works. First, let's talk about the observations. What I observe with everyone, 100% of the people, including myself, who do a wardrobe edit without a plan after, is that we will hold on to things that we don't know what to do with but are too nice to let go of. So pieces that we never wear but also don't want to let go of. There becomes a part in your wardrobe which was intended to be decluttered but stays there because it doesn't have a plan. And then you start adding more pieces to your wardrobe, and for some of us, we'll start adding elevated pieces that are actually in the direction of our style desires. And for the other some of us, basically we're repeating a habit or behavior of shopping from before the declutter, which then sends us back into the same place. And then the third thing that I observe is, no matter where we are between those, categories of behaviors, is that we're going to declutter again at some stage. And this is very natural, and that's because once you discover that it's time to do a wardrobe makeover and a style makeover, it's because you're in search of, or you are in the process of creating your personal style, and therefore it's almost like trial and error. But I came up with a better solution. And I know that this is the better solution because I've tried it with many different people, including myself, and it's just worked. Okay, the first thing is wardrobe audit. You've got two things to consider: the way that you feel and the actual physical reality of your wardrobe. The way that you feel is based on whether you align or resonate with the pieces in your wardrobe. And then the physical state of that is like, what are the colors and style genres that exist inside of your wardrobe? Your feeling will tell you how you connect with certain colors, certain styles. And what I'm talking about certain styles is like embellishments, colors, prints, style genres. Maybe you have a few bohemian pieces in your wardrobe. Maybe you have a few rock style pieces in your wardrobe. Maybe you have music festival stuff in your wardrobe. Maybe you have highly corporate things in your wardrobe, and then you have them in all different colors. Hello? When you have a way of identifying these characteristics by color category and style genre, you'll start to realize which of those you don't connect with and which of those you do connect with. Great. That's really where the wardrobe audit begins, is your feeling aligning with what you see and what you can categorize. Now let's put that to the shelf. I feel like scratching my nose on every video is literally a tradition now. It used to be like this accidental thing, like, why is it so itchy? I don't know, is there dust around here? But now it's literally a tradition. Yep, we're complete now. It's a full video. Okay, now let's talk about wardrobe editing. So wardrobe editing is different from auditing, because auditing is like saying, think about the auditor. What does the auditor do? It says yes, no, cancel, keep, and are we on the right track? Editing is, well, it's kind of the same, but editing is more like the time where you start to curate what belongs in your wardrobe, right? So this is when you start taking action. Here is when you see what's wrong. Here is when you do something about it. Wardrobe editing starts off with the actual declutter based on what you discovered in your audit. So then you do the declutter. That's step one. That's not the final destination. Like I said before, it's almost like there's this common belief that if you do a declutter, then you've reached your final destination. Actually, that is step one. Decluttering is step one. Then step two is creating a plan. So obviously, like if you take pieces out of your wardrobe, you've got to ask yourself, the piece that I took out, did that actually have a function in my life? Like if you took out a pair of black pants because these black pants were worn, maybe you don't like the cut of them, you realize like I need these black pants, but at no point in my life did I say that these were flattering or any other function. You have them because you need black pants, they're warm, and you wear them to work. And if it's for work, it's easy to replace, right? Because you actually need them for work. But sometimes you might remove something that has a function, but it's not for work. If anything, it's something that you need in your life, like a jacket, because jackets make you warm, but you remove it because you didn't like the color of this jacket, and now you don't have a jacket, and now you're like, all right, now I've got to get another jacket. So for every piece that you've removed, you kind of got to think, all right, did that have a priority or a function in my life? Because if it did, the next thing that is best to do with that is to create a plan, like something that's like definitive. What color, what cut, which shape am I gonna get, and what fabric am I gonna get based on what I already have in my wardrobe or what I'm yet to add into my wardrobe, which is the one that's gonna get the most kind of wear. So then you create like a list, or you add that to your list. So the way that I did this was for every piece that I removed, I would add it to the list. And then for the pieces that I wanted to keep but didn't know what to do with, I created a plan. And the plan was to create an outfit around that one piece. Generally, that one piece needs either a top, a bottom, and it needs coordination in the sense of color category and style genre. So for example, I bought a pair of leather pants from Kookai. Love them. And I've had it for at least a year now, and I've worn it many times. But back then, the qualifying piece is that the cut and the fabric, I'd always wanted this particular cut and this particular fabric. I wanted that leather fabric. I didn't really have anything in my wardrobe to wear it with apart from my capsule wardrobe things. I wanted this to be a piece that's a little bit more exciting. I then take note of what this piece is made of and what other colors would complement this. And so when I'm out in the wild, I have this in the back of my mind. I'm not out there just looking at nice things individually. I'm thinking this one piece, which is an amazing piece, needs something to complement it with. So then I add like a navy blue top, like mesh top. So nice. And now these two colors complement each other, and now that is a full outfit. But on top of that, these two individual pieces can still plug into the rest of my wardrobe and be worn over and over again. In summary, the pieces that I took out, I decided whether they had a function in my life that needs to be fulfilled. And if they do have that function, they must be a priority, and I must have an idea of what I'd like to replace it with. Number two, for the pieces that I have in my wardrobe or have now bought into my wardrobe that don't have a full ensemble, I would then create an ensemble for it based on the color and the style category that it would create. And based on that, every time I added color, I would build an entire color palette around that one outfit. So if this is like a brown pant and I've added navy, then we're talking about deep colors. So what's a deep color? Burgundy or maroon, mustard, olive, kind of like earthy colors. So I know every time I see a piece like that, then there are pieces in my wardrobe already, those pieces can connect with either a top or a bottom. And then that's how I created sections in my wardrobe which have become their own capsule. So you go capsule here, capsule here, capsule here. For every complete capsule, you can expect that these will start to be able to interchange, especially if you built stage 1, stage 2 capsule first, your ultimate basics over here and your colors and your prints over here. And then you can kind of interchange them. It's almost like looking at your wardrobe build in stages. That's right, the ultimate style roadmap, which we have rebranded. So that's the one with the 5 stages to building your complete personalized wardrobe. The very lengthy title Masterclass being rebranded to your personal style using the capsule wardrobe method, the 5 stages. That's what it is. Just go to the description box of this video. It talks about that. That's pretty much how I audited and edited my wardrobe. And now this is what it looks like.
Welcome to my wardrobe. The first thing you're going to notice is how my pants are segmented from everything else in the wardrobe, but that's just because of the layout of the actual poles and the spacing. Most of my pants are in neutral colors, so Capsule Wardrobe Stage 1, and I'll explain why shortly, but then the rest of the wardrobe I segment by color category. So what you just saw was the brights. Now we're going into the deep color sections. Then you're going to see the blacks, and then beneath that is the whites. Most of my wardrobe is generally neutral, so blacks, whites, and creams, but when I create outfits, it seems there's a lot of variety, but that's because of the variety of shapes and fabrics. So have a look here. I think we've got like 7 white button-down shirts, but they all have different fabrics and different designs. So some of them are, there's a linen piece and there's a cotton piece, there's an oversized cotton piece, and they all create different looks. So that's how I'm able to create a lot of looks with what seems like the same piece. What I forgot to take videos of was my drawers. So inside my drawers are all my knits, my knit dresses, my knit tops. So this entire layout just makes it super easy for me to access all of my clothes. Like if I feel like dressing in color, then I know where to go. But my wardrobe didn't always look like this. So in our old place, we had one pole, like one rail, right? So everything had to be mixed. And the way that I organized it back then was solely by color code. I didn't separate by type, like pants, tops, jackets. I do it now because there is space, but I will say one of the key benefits of doing it this way is that I can separate my deep colors, which I would say that's a category of color, and the bright colors from each other, because personally, I don't wear a lot of deep colors alongside bright colors in the same outfit. We talk about this in the Ultimate Style Accelerator. There's a whole lesson where I break down the color categories if you want to dress in color with a lot of ease and not worry about whether you're clashing or not. So I'm neither a minimalist nor a maximalist, but what this wardrobe does offer is the ability to dress with ease and cohesion throughout the 4 seasons and the 6 life categories. To be honest, before my wardrobe audit and wardrobe edit, I probably only had about half the amount of clothes, and it would be easy to kind of say, well, that makes sense why you had nothing to wear. You only had half the amount of clothes. But the funny thing was, most of the pieces in my wardrobe back then didn't really have the ability to be on high rotation. Whereas everything that you see here, I would say gets rotated. Like what is here for summer will get worn in summer at least once in the year and then repeated again the following year.
All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. Have you done a declutter? And please let me know. I'd love to know what happened after that. Did you implement a plan? Do you have any tips that you'd like to share with anyone else who's watched this video? Or is there anything that I can add to my system based on what's worked for you? All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.